Good morning. I am Nusant Ruben. Assistant Professor PG Department of Computer Science in University College of Arts and Science, Cuddalore. I am going to present an introduction to Hadoop, which is in the big data analytics of subject. So what is Hadoop? Hadoop is an open source software programming framework for storing a large amount of data and performing the computation. It is a framework based on Java programming with some native C code and shell scripts. Hadoop is used for some advanced level of analytics, which includes machine learning and data mining. So why we need for Hadoop for processing big data? So it is used for redundant fault-tolerant data storage, parallel computation framework, and job coordination. So programmers no longer need to worry about where the file is located, how to handle failures or data loss, how to divide computation, how to program for scaling. History of Hadoop. Apache Software Foundation is the developers of Hadoop, and its co-founders are Dr. Tim and Mike Aprila. Its co-founder Dr. Tim named it on his son's toy elephant. His son's toy elephant name is named as Hadoop. In October 2002, the first paper release was Google File System. In January 2006, MapReduce development started. Apache Match, which consisted of around 6,000 lines for the coding and around 5,000 lines coding for SDFS. In April 2006, Hadoop 1.1 was released. So this is the Hadoop overview. Data is collected and it is clustered and it is generally illustrated. So advantages and disadvantages of Hadoop. Advantages is the ability to store large amount of data, high flexibility, cost effective, high computational power, tasks are independent, linear scaling. So disadvantages is not very effective for small data, hard cluster management, has stability issues, security concerns. So Hadoop distributed file system. So it has a distributed file system known as Hadoop, and this Hadoop file system splits the files into blocks and sends them across various nodes in form of large clusters. So this is the format John is yet another resource negotiator, and its services Hadoop distributed file system. So in case of node failure, the system operates and the data transfer takes place between these nodes, which are associated by Hadoop file system. So difference between the RDBMS and the Hadoop. RDBMS deals with the terabytes, maximum gigabytes. So gigabytes, maximum terabytes. So the Hadoop deals with petabytes, maximum exabytes. Access in terms of interactive and batch. Access in terms of batch, not interactive. So updates can be made as read, write in many times. This is write once and read many times. Structure is static schema in dynamic schema. Interactivity, high acid properties is followed. Atomicity, consistency, isolation and durability. And low acid properties is concerned. Scaling non-linear, linear. Query response time can be near immediate as latency due to batch processing. So advantages of Hadoop is that its inoffensive, immutable nature, source data readily, ability to tolerate faults, scalable, block structured, can process a large amount of data simultaneously and many more. Disadvantages of Hadoop file system is it is the biggest disadvantage is that it is not fit for small quantities of data. Also, it has issues related to potential stability, restrictive and rough in nature. Some common frameworks of Hadoop such as Hive, Drill, Storm, Spark, Pick, and Text. So Hive is nothing but a data structure and writing complicated MapReduce in HDFS. Drill consists of user-defined functions and is used for data exploration. Storm, it allows real-time processing and streaming of data. Spark, it contains machine learning library, library for providing enhanced machine learning, and is widely used for data processing. It also supports Java, Python, and Scala. Pig is nothing but a Pig Latin, a SQL-like language and performs data translation of unstructured data. It reduces the complexities of Pig and helps in running of their codes faster. So what are the modules of Hadoop framework? Reduced map, reduced format, framework only is used for map-reducing, model parametering, and processing large data. Hadoop distributed file system distributes files in clusters among nodes. Hadoop Yarn, a platform which manages computing resources. Hadoop Common, it contains packages and libraries which are used for other modules. So what are the features of Hadoop? So as big data tends to be distributed and structured in nature, Hadoop clusters are best suited for analysis of big data. Since it is processing logic, not the actual data, that follows to be computing nodes, less network bandwidth is consumed. This concept is called as data locality concept, which helps increases the efficiency of Hadoop-based applications. Scalability. Hadoop clusters can easily be scaled to any extent by adding additional clusters nodes and thus allows for the growth of the big data. Also, scaling does not require modifications to application logic. Hadoop fault tolerance. Hadoop ecosystem is provisioned to replicate the input data onto other clusters. That way, in event of cluster node failure, data processing can still proceed by using data stored on another cluster node. So why we have to use Hadoop? For the better suited for particular types of big data problems, and it's faster for parallel data processing, and it's cheaper to petabytes and more easily. So let's see some of the Hadoop analytic tools. This is a wide range of analytic tools available in the market that help Hadoop to deal with the astronomical size data efficiently. Let us discuss some of the most famous and widely used tools one by one. Below are the top 10 analytic tools used for the big data analytics. So Apache Spark. Apache Spark is an open source processing engine that is designed for ease of analytics operation. It is a cluster of computing platform that is designed to be fast and made for general purpose use. Spark is designed to cover various batch applications, machine learning, streaming, data processing, and interactive queries. The features of Spark is in-memory processing, tight integration of component, easy and NSUC. The power processing engine makes it so fast. Spark streaming has high-level library for streaming process. So Apache MapReduce. So MapReduce is just like an algorithm or a data structure that is based on the Yarn framework. The primary feature of MapReduce is to perform the distributed processing in parallel in Hadoop cluster. This makes Hadoop working so fast because we are dealing with big data. Serial processing is no more use of any use. The features of MapReduce is scalable, fault-tolerant parallel processing, tunable replication, load balancing. Apache Hive. Apache Hive is a data warehousing tool that is built on top of the Hadoop, and data warehousing is nothing but storing the data at a fixed location generated from various sources. Hive is one of the best tools used for data analysis on Hadoop. The one who is using knowledge of skill can comfortably use Apache Hive. The query language of Hive is known as HQL or HiveQL. Features of Hive queries are similar to SQL queries. Hive have different storage database. Hive has built-in functions of data mining and other works. Hive operates on compressed data and disperses in the Hadoop ecosystem. Apache Impala. Apache Impala is an open source SQL engine designed for Hadoop. Impala overcomes the speed-related issue in Apache Hive, which is processing speed. It uses similar kinds of SQL syntax, ODBC driver, and user interface as that of Apache Hive. Apache Impala can easily be integrated with Hadoop for data analytics purposes. Easy integration, scalability, security, in-memory, and data processing. Apache Mahout. The name Mahout is taken from the Hindi word Mahat, which means the elephant rider. Apache Mahout runs the algorithm on top of Hadoop, so it is named as Mahout. Mahout is mainly used for implementing various machine learning algorithms on our Hadoop like classification, collaborative filtering, recommendation. Hadoop Apache Mahout can implement the machine learning algorithms without integration on Hadoop. The features of Mahout used for machine learning application. Mahout has vector and matrix libraries, ability to analyze large data sets quickly. Apache Pig. Pig was initially developed by Yahoo to get ease in processing. So Apache Pig has a capability to process any extensive dataset as it works on top of the Hadoop. Apache Pig is used for analyzing more massive datasets by representing them as data flow. Apache Pig also raises the level of abstraction for processing enormous datasets. Pig Latin is a scripting language that the developer uses for working on the Pig framework that runs on Pig pipeline. The features of Pig is nothing but easy to program, rich set of operators, ability to handle various scales of data, and accessibility. Apache HBase. HBase is nothing but a non-relational, non-SQL and column-oriented database. HBase consists of various tables where each table has multiple number of data rows. These rows will have multiple number of columns families, and this column family will have columns that contain key value pairs. HBase works on the top of the HDFS. We use HBase for searching small size data and the more massive data sets. Features of HBase. HBase has linear, modular, scalability. Java API can easily be used for client access. Block cache for real-time data queries. Apache Scoop. The Scoop is a command line tool that is developed by Apache. The primary purpose of Apache Scoop is to import structured data from like SQL, SQL Server, Oracle to our HDFS. Scoop can also export data from HDFS to RDBMS. The features of Scoop is Scoop can import data to Hive or HBase, connecting the database servers, controlling parallelism. Tableau. It's one of the most famous view that analytic tools which is used in the big data visualization tool. Tableau is a data visualization software that can be used for data analytics and business intelligence. It provides a variety of interactive visualization to showcase the insights of the data and can translate the queries to visualization and can also import all ranges and sizes of data. Tableau offers rapid analysis and processing, so it generates useful visualization charts on interactive dashboards and worksheets. Features of Tableau. Tableau supports bar chart, histogram, pie chart, motion chart, bullet chart, Gantt chart, and so many. Secure and robust interactive dashboard and worksheets. Apache Storm. Apache Storm is a free open source distributed real-time computation system built using programming languages like Clore and Java. It can be used with many programming languages. Apache Storm is used for streaming process. We use daemons like Nimbus, Zookeeper, and Supervisor in Apache Storm. Apache Storm can be used for real-time processing, online machine learning, and many more. Companies like Yahoo, Spotify, Twitter, and so many uses Apache Storm. The features is easily operatable. Each node can process millions of data. So the companies which are using Hadoop are Facebook, EB, HP, IBM, New York Times, Twitter, Intel, Netflix, Visa, Samsung. So these are the companies which are using the Hadoop frameworks. Common Hadoop distributions is open source. Open systems in the Apache format, and the commercial purposes Cuddalore, Hortonworks, MapR, AWS MapReduce, Microsoft also database. Thank you.